Alright, so I'm gonna review my trades for the second week of November. Well, actually, sorry, first week. That's from the 4th to 8th of November. I only traded on 2 days, on 4th and on 6th, and I'm gonna review it here. So this was the first trade on ADN. The ADN, I was shorting it pre-market already. I think I saw some resistance here, which we are gonna look at. So let's look at ADN. We were somewhere around 340s. So 340s, where are we? Here. Okay, so this is where we were. This is where I was shorting, right? That's why I was shorting pre-market as well, because I saw like 350 area here, like a lot of bumps into it, and here as well. So 340, 350 was the area that I was interested in, and that's where I started to short. I guess this is the next area that I was interested in, which is like 440s, 450s. Let me see. 410s, 470s. Okay, so you can see here 470 was interesting. But 440 not necessarily. I would need to double check where I got that from, but it definitely was. I don't know if I can go further. No, I think that's all. That's all the chart that there is. I don't think I can go further than that. I also think I was watching the tape, how it was reacting after the open. So I think as well this wasn't full size, right? I was ready to add into like 480s, 470s. Well, you know what? Usually when what these do is they run in pre-market like significantly, and then once they open, they fail, right? They fail like at least 50%. So this was fairly good trade. I actually can't remember this entry, like what was the reason for that. See if I have it. First entry was a bit of anticipation, but on the second I was happy to add until 470s. See? So that was my plan, to add until 470s, and stop was above 5, but it never got there. So I only got this entry, and then I started just covering um, into it. You can see this was the huge red day. It seems like I didn't look at it after, but it had 1, 2, 3, 4 like inside days, and then on the fifth day it broke out, and it went even higher. And I don't know why I didn't have it on my watch anymore, because I certainly haven't looked at it since then. So this is very interesting to actually see what it did. I don't know if I can zoom in here onto the day. Yeah, it was exactly this day. Yeah. See, so this was the pre-market. I wanted 350s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, somewhere around that. But it, yeah, you see, I stopped out right away. I was like, okay, I'm certainly wrong here. It still has some power to move. So I just got out and I waited for this entry into 450s, and then I was happy to add even higher. So this was not my full size. All right, so not to talk too much about this drug. Oh yeah, drug. Okay, so let me show you the chart on drug. So look at this chart, right? It moved from $2 to around $50. Then it had like a couple inside days, like 1, 2, or 3, and then it went again from 20s to 70s, and now it's in this channel that it built up. And see, also here when it dropped down to here to 40s, it reclaimed, and it's still, kind of kept going up. And this is what interested me. It was on the 4th, so it was this day actually. Before I zoom in, look at it, right? So it was inside day, inside day, inside day, and this is like the first time it started popping up. And for some reason I was like, okay, I'm quite certain this might go, but it didn't. It just stopped me out. I'm fine with that. I'll take the trade again if it reappears. It just didn't have the power to go, right? Plus, there was like this resistance here that it touched upon as well. And next day you can see that it went higher, but I just wasn't in it. and I wasn't expecting that big of a push because this push failed. Um, yeah, so this is still in the range. I can't tell what will happen. Maybe it will go sideways for a couple days, then break down because it doesn't look like nobody's buying it above 45, right? So nobody's buying into 50s. Let's see what happens to this. Might give a nice short trade if it drops down, pulls back, gives an entry. That would be nice. But that's about it. Um, on that day, let's see on the 6th. I traded DJT on the 6th. All right, let's pull that up. Obviously, Trump and the election, which was on 7th. So I traded it on the 6th, which was right here. Oops. On the 6th. Let me zoom back in there. Let's zoom in here. So this was on the 6th, and let's see, I traded it in pre-market. So yeah, it failed the 47s area, which is, I had the line here 47.74 drawn from the daily or from the behavior before, and you see it failed through. It pulled back to that line, and that was my like optimal entry. And I just covered here, covered here. It wasn't really going down, so I covered here, and obviously my stop was above this line, and it never got there. So I'm kind of pissed that I covered. I could have added here and here, and then write it down after the open, but I just not skilled enough there. I'm not there. Like I probably wouldn't be adding because it was holding so much, right? It was making higher lows, and I didn't expect it to reject here. Like I didn't know what will happen. It will go through even higher. Who knows? Because it had like this insane move from 32 almost to 54. So nobody knows. I just played my hand and could have entered here maybe later, but just not the like. I just played what I could. All right, so that's DJT on the 6th. Pretty nice trade. Nothing spectacular. All right, I have two more, I guess. Yeah, Reddit and PLTR. So PLTR is a funny ticker, man. Like, what the fuck is this thing? So PLTR, that's the day when I traded it. 54 definitely was my resistance. That's where I was looking at it, even from the pre-market, right? So I shorted into it. I covered once it dropped. I added because here I was, pretty sure 54 might reject again. It went again to this high, but I covered right away because like this strong of a recovery. Can you see it? Like it went, yeah, no, that was this candle. Um, it went down, held VWAP, and went up again, which I don't really like. Above VWAP, stock coming back to me, so I just ditched out of it, and you can see, I mean, I didn't touch it after. It just didn't make sense for me to touch it again. So yeah, I just left it, and you can see it went even higher that day. It went like not only that day, it went even higher like later those days, right? So it now trades at 66, and I was shorting it at 54. So certainly wrong on that one. All right, so let's pull up Reddit on the same day. Sorry, that was the 6th. Let me pull 15-minute chart. That was the 6th. Yeah, so let's do that. All right, so you can see Reddit had some pull into 127s here in the pre-market, but then it dropped to 124s, and then this was previous day's close, right? So that was around 122.45. Sorry, 123. Maybe I don't have the right data here. Around here it was, right? So 123, somewhere here. Essentially what happened here is it dropped and pulled back into that line, and I just shorted that, and I was just risking, very tight risk on that one. And I was just covering, like it went like $4, $5 down. It was really great trade. But then it, did this V recovery, and it went back up to retest this area. I again wanted to add here at VWAP because some and here confluence of this little support here. I thought that's where it might reject, but it didn't. So I just ditched out. Yeah, that was pretty simple trade. That's it. This week I didn't trade anything else. I'm still green this week, and let's move to the next week.